Your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV.
Welcome to Roosevelt High School. Brandon Lewis with you tonight as the Rough Riders host your Marshalltown Bobcats to open up the 2026 season. Coming up, we will chat with head coach Jen O'Neill as she squares off with Taylor Wineski, head coach for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Both teams meet here tonight in the Des Moines Metro.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
It is our first serve of the season for Marshalltown Bobcat Volleyball on the road tonight as they take on the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Welcome in Jen O'Neill, head coach for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Coach, we talked to you first game of the year last year. You talked about losing, some of the productivity from a year ago. You lose 3 seniors who were very productive a year ago. Kinsley Bowie did a nice job with kills. Aces on the side of things from Harper Wilson. And then the third, Gianna Bounty, legend Diggs a year ago. So how do you find that replacement? I feel like year over year, though, you bring back a lot of production coming into this one, especially from Brooklyn Smith in a freshman season, made an impact. How do you feel kind of heading into this one as you've had a month of, practice and then also you've had some pivotal scrimmages heading into this game tonight?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I mean, obviously we always miss our seniors who make a huge impact. So Kinsley, Gianna, Harper, miss them, miss their energy for sure. But I feel really good about what we have this year. We have Brooklyn is swinging even better than she did last year. And we have really had that versatile mindset. So you'll see them kind of move around a little bit, not necessarily tagging them as an outside or a middle or a right side hitter. We're just trying to do a few different things based on what we see on the other side. Bella Avis is also bringing a lot of production for us. Kendall Brummel is back again, and she's really been focusing on blocking. That's been super helpful. And you'll see, we have Lauren back, of course, as our setter. And as I said last night on Bobcat Live, it's really, really just special to have her back. Not just because it's her senior year and I'm her mom, but mostly because she knows this game. She knows what to do, and I really trust her to run the offense. So I'm really excited about that. And then, Morgan Hildebrand saw some minutes last year. Lorelei Holloway saw some minutes. You'll see Nellie Holloway in there a little bit. We have a brand new libero, Collins Grant, who will be making her freshman debut. But I'm really excited about the energy and just the work that we have put in so far, and I'm just really, really excited to see it out on the court.
You kind of toss in Lauren O'Neill, but she was really at the centerpiece at that setter position. I'm sure you have to feel comfortable knowing she's in that. What do you think she does to handle everybody else well? Because obviously she's got to handle her job as a setter, but being able to make sure everybody's in the right spot, kind of that quarterback on the offensive side.
That's absolutely right. And I think because she has such a high IQ, she knows the game, she knows positioning, she knows where people should be. But it's also just the team chemistry that we've been working really hard on, and just the way that they've been working together and communicating together. I really appreciate Lauren and Bella, especially in their leadership with someone like Collins, who is brand new to this kind of speed of the game. However, she's picked it up super quickly, but you can just see this team camaraderie and chemistry. They come together, they talk about things all together. And while Lauren might lead some of that because she maybe has some knowledge around that, everybody steps in and they just work together really, really well.
So you have the relation to the setter, and I have a relation to the libero here tonight. When you put freshmen in positions like you did a year ago with Brooklyn Smith, what's your message to them?
My message is believe in yourself, because obviously I believe in you and your team believes in you. And I never, ever will put kids in positions they're not ready for. And I never want to put them in a position where they're just going to fail all the time. Definitely you wouldn't see them out there if they weren't ready and if they weren't contributing to the team. And so my message is believe, because you believe, we believe.
Yeah. You've had some good, strong competition in your scrimmages. What did you kind of learn about your team going through those?
Yeah, I think that I learned still I'm standing firm on that ground that we don't give up. It's kind of that never say die ball, no matter where it's at, where it's going. I think I also learned that we are tight-knit and that we really firmly do believe in our team. Obviously, we learned we just have a little work to do here and there on maybe defensive positioning, maybe some block timing. But yeah, I mean, we've learned a lot, we've grown a lot, but we've been right in there in every single match we've been in. And so I'm just super excited to see what it looks like put all together.
Every time I see you, I just think serve, receive. How is that end going?
Yes, I mean, serve, receive is a roller coaster, always. I think it's really that confidence piece. And here's what I'll say about serve, receive, too. We have so many kids who can serve, receive at any given moment. So you might see us, if we're not having such a good time, we're going to shift it up and we'll pull people back or we'll push people forward. You might even see Lauren O'Neill in a serve, receive just to get a ball up in the air. So, and they're not afraid of that either. They know that we are here for the team, we're playing for the team, and we're going to do whatever the team needs. And so while sometimes we might struggle, we do have plans in place to try something different, give it a different look. And at the end of the day, this is a game of opportunities. So when you're out there, it's how am I going to give my team an opportunity for the next ball, to better the next ball, and then the next ball, and then our team an opportunity to get it back or to score that point. And so if they just keep that in mind, they're gonna settle in and they're going to be just fine.
Of course, your opponent, the Roosevelt Rough Riders, here tonight, they've kind of owned your number a little bit as of recent, but a big loss for them. Nanny Bell, she transferred over to Valley to complete her senior season. Yeah. A new-look team for them. They bring back a little bit of a mixed bag. What do you kind of expect on the first night of the season from them?
Yeah, I mean, from any team, no matter who it is, I expect to see the hard work that they've also been putting in, just like us. I expect to see some scrappiness, and, they're just like us. It's the first one of the season. We're trying to see what's out there, and I kind of just expect we're going to come in here and take care of our side. And that's kind of the message that we talk about, too, is we care about people, but we don't really care about who's on the other side of the net. We got to take care of our side, and when we do that, we'll be fine.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jen O'Neill, first one out of the way. Good to see you again.
You too.
All right, we will take a quick timeout. When we come back, starters for the Roosevelt Rough Riders and the Marshalltown Bobcats right here on KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Welcome back to Roosevelt High School. Brandon Lewis with you tonight on KFJB-TV. Time to get to tonight's starting lineups. All brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises. Let them deliver for you while we deliver you the starting lineups. First up for the Roosevelt Rough Riders behind Taylor Wineski, head coach, 19-18 last year. They went 5-0 in the Iowa Lions Conference South in Class 5A. Now it's just the Iowa Lions Conference as Ames has left the conference, and so that will change up things. That's why there's been the addition of Thursday night matches like here tonight. Lineup will go like this on your TV screen. Ayanna Gibson will start, a senior captain, middle hitter at 5'6". She started 36 of 37 matches last year, had 74 kills, 33 blocks, and 63 digs last year. Genevieve Cornelise, a junior outside hitter, will start tonight, 5'9". 9 starts last year. She did have 12 blocks and 50 kills. Mallory Eichwitz, she is a sophomore center. She'll start tonight. Stands at 5'4", 120 digs, 15 aces, last year. Middle hitter is Sabrina Barford, a junior at 5'9". Not really a whole lot of action last year as far as statistically speaking. Evan Aaliyah Ellenbass is a senior right side, 5'10", 18 of 29 games she played in last year, 6 assists, 53 kills, and 7 blocks. And the outside hitter is Durian Manuel, a junior outside hitter at 5'6". Not a ton of counting stats from a year ago. So a little bit unknown. They do have some production coming back, but not a ton of it. And the Bobcats do favor as far as bringing that back as we take a look at their lineup behind head coach Jen O'Neill. 15-20 last year, 4-1 in the Iowa Alliance North. Lineup will go like this. It's Lorelei Holloway, junior middle hitter at 5'8", played in 12 matches last year, picked up 18 kills. Number 5, Brooklyn Smith. She finished number 4 in 5A last year with 34 solo blocks. Middle hitter and a sophomore. We'll see her up front here tonight. Number 6, Kendall Brummel, middle hitter, 29 kills, 28 starts last year, and 27 blocks to go with it. Morgan Hildebrand, a junior defensive specialist at 5'6", 5 assists, 6 kills, 112 digs, and 2 aces serving-wise last year. Lauren O'Neill will be the center tonight, a senior at 5'8". She started all 35 matches last year with 523 assists, 72 kills, 35 aces, 161 digs. And rounding out the lineup, number 14, Bella Avis, a senior at 5'7", also started 35 of 35 matches last year, 159 digs, 138 kills, 24 aces a year ago. That is our starting lineups, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Smith trying to finish it off, and she will. Oh, good block, and the Bobcats win it here tonight. Well, first match day of the year. Great to have you along tonight on KFJB-TV. Of course, we've hit over 2,000 subscribers. Be a part of it. It is all free to do. Subscribe to KFJB-TV today. I'm Brandon Lewis. Our on-site producer is David Braga, Keith Stewart, running cam number 1 on the road at Roosevelt High School tonight. Time for our keys to the match, which are all brought to you by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Well, for the Bobcats, we already talked about it with head coach Jen O'Neill. Serve, receive, of course, being on the road here tonight. The crowd might get a little fired up, and you definitely have to stay on your game and take care of the fine details, especially when it comes to that serve, receive aspect for the Cats here tonight. A year ago on the serving side of things, they had 154 aces. That was 4 better than Roosevelt last year. And on the dig side, really digging it out, getting the ball to their setter, 960 digs a year ago for this Cats squad. And they finished quite a few times, 664 kills. We'll see how they respond here tonight in the opening match. New places, new faces. We talked about some of the new faces for the Rough Riders in our starting lineups, but new places, Nanny Bell, a junior last year for the Rough Riders. In her senior season, she has transferred over to play at Valley. They lose 425 assists, 80 kills, 31 aces from a year ago in Nanny Bell. So the Roosevelt Rough Riders with a little bit of a new squad, and the looks of it, we'll have to figure things out on the fly, get going in Iowa Alliance Conference play here today. That is our keys to the match, all brought to you by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. We'll serve it up and get the season underway when we come back on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
The following is a presentation of Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV.
Bobcat Volleyball.
Bobcat Volleyball.
Bobcat Volleyball.
Bobcat Volleyball.
Bobcat Volleyball starts now on KFJB-TV.
We are ready to go here tonight as starters and the varsity squads being introduced here on KFJB-TV tonight at Roosevelt High School. New uniforms this season for the volleyball program as you take a look there on KFJB-TV as they run over the varsity squad. Our upcoming broadcast schedule on KFJB-TV this season for volleyball tonight on the road at Roosevelt, and then next week on Tuesday we'll be at home as the Bobcats host the Lincoln Rail Splitters. September 8th, we'll be on the road at Des Moines East, then at home against Fort Dodge. Hoover on the road, Ottumwa and Waterloo United to round out the schedule at home for the Marshalltown Bobcat volleyball squad.
And now it's time to introduce your starting lineup.
They got the mic hot here tonight at Roosevelt, I'll tell you that. And they've been waiting all year to get volleyball season back underway. Well, the Bobcats with a few new fresh faces in that lineup. Of course, the libero, as you saw, Collins Grant, freshman at 5'2". She'll get the start at libero tonight. Lorelei Holloway, she'll also start. Played in just 12 matches a year ago. She'll be asked to step up to the table into that starting role of action. And, of course, bringing back Lauren O'Neill, Bella Avis, definitely most experienced, along with Brooklyn Smith for the Marshalltown Bobcats here tonight. Roosevelt in their blue tops and blue bottoms. Bobcats with the light blue and red bottoms here tonight on the road as they toss some items. I'm not sure what that is. I believe it's mini volleyballs that they are throwing into the student section here at Roosevelt High School. What a good crowd has turned out. Roosevelt leads the series 6-4 since 2009. They are on a 6-game win streak. And, of course, last year these two teams met in the Iowa Lions Conference postseason tournament. And Roosevelt downed Marshalltown 2-0. Both teams entered postseason play with tough assignments. Bobcats lost to Ankeny in Region 6 semifinal 3-0. And Roosevelt lost to Valley in Region 7 3-0 as both Valley and Ankeny made it to the semifinals last year in the state volleyball tournaments. We will step aside. It's the national anthem here at Roosevelt, and first serve around the corner. Both teams will huddle up. Just about ready to get underway. Well, the Roosevelt High School student section all fired up here inside Pomeranz Gymnasium on Alcantino Courts. Bobcats, Rough Riders, ready to get the season underway here tonight as our initial substitutions and our officials will go over the starting lineups. For the Bobcats, we will see Lorelei Holloway check out in the libero. Collins Grant will check in. And it looks like Taylon Reif, the sophomore libero, will check in for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. As she'll replace Anna Gibson, the senior middle hitter, to begin our match here tonight. And it will be first serve for the Bobcats. We go right to left on your TV screen. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to KFJB-TV, all free. We are underway. The jump serve by O'Neill to the back line is fielded by Manuel. Up to the front line. Big smack and a block. It's Smith in the middle. O'Neill saves it up to Smith. Now on the outside. Avis, a little push, and it falls in. And the Cats lead it 1-0. Good. Intense rally to get us going on the season. You love to see that. O'Neill, second serve. Oh, good diving serve up to the net. Can't play it over as Ikowitz went for it. And O'Neill will stay back for her third serve in a row. 2-0 Cats. That one can't quite sneak over the net for O'Neill. On the service error, it'll go back to the Riders. Ikowitz, the setter, 15 aces a year ago. And a tough play for Grant in the middle as she dove for it, not able to get there. 2-2 are locked up in the first. And she checks with Kendall Brummel on the play. That one was diving. Ikowitz will go at it again. She'll target near side. Dug out by Hildebrand. Up to Smith, and she'll finish, but she's outside. And that will be a Riders point. Oh, no, that is a Bobcat point. Excuse me. I believe there might have been contact actually ruled into the net by the Rough Riders. So it is a Cat point. As Smith was able to pound that one over. Now Bella Avis. That one is just out. And we're tied at 3-3. 24 aces a year ago. Serve away into the nets and a Cat point. So Cornelise, the junior, did not have an ace last year. It's the net on the first one. Bobcats 4-3, and now Grant to serve from the middle. The back line floats it over, set up, and had to wait on it. A late push. Set up outside. Smith able to fight it over. Roosevelt, third, is over. Bumped up to the front line. O'Neill sets it up. Smith hits off the top of the net, falls in. It's a Cat point. And Grant will go back to serve again as we take a look at our Tyler Pashung State Farm replay. There's Smith. And that ball just fought off the top of the net, in for the points. Serve to the back corner. Dug up. Now come near side. Long run. Poked over. Grant. Smith plays it. Push to the far side. Big swat and a misfire. Off the line by Manuel. And another Bobcat point. 6-3. Third serve in a row for the freshman. And a little dump-off play. That's a good one to get the momentum going for Barford, as Sabrina Barford, the middle hitter, just dumped that one into the campfire. Been a while since I've said the campfire. getting a round of applause from Dave. At least he appreciates it. I'm sure Tessa, if she's watching, she's smiling back at home. She'll be along next week. Happy to have her back on the crew for the second year in a row. And a good play by Holloway coming from the outside as she checks back into the match as Lorelei Holloway picks up the kill. And it's a 7-4 Cat lead. Kind of an indirect kill. Was deflected on the way back there. Brooklyn Smith now to serve. 5 aces last year. It was something she really struggled with a lot early on, but eventually started to find her form serving-wise. And she helps earn the point here as Holloway up front. Might have got a piece of that one, but it hit off the net. Did not get over. And 8-4. Jump serve away by Smith. Strong serve to the back line. Dug out. Quick play by Holloway. What a heads-up read. Quickly reacting. 9-4 Cats. And that will force a timeout. What a play for the Cats. Boom. Holloway picking up the point for the Cats. It's 9-4. First set on the road at Roosevelt High School on KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Welcome back to Roosevelt High School. Service error on Brooklyn Smith, and then the Riders pick up a point. They're back within 3. Smith up to O'Neal. Set up, and a push by Hildebrand. Now in the middle. Smith digs it a little bit too long into the net. O'Neal tried to work it back, but could not. It's a point for the Riders. 9-7 as we take a look at that point earned. On the block by the Riders. Strong serve. Cats play it. Grant. Third is over now. That was Avis from the back line, and swats deflected, and it falls in. Riders back within 1 after Taylor Wineski, head coach for the Riders, took the timeouts. Olivia Troush, senior captain with 12 aces a year ago. Jump serve from the middle. Dug out by Grant. Set up backside Smith, too strong. And outside. We're tied at 9. Jump is away. Dug out. O'Neal scrambles. Avis pushes it over to the middle. Now long strike again. Bobcats try to dive for it, can't get it, falls in. And the Riders take their first lead of the first set, 10-9. And it's come with Troush at the service line. Targeting that near side corner to Avis again. Grant scrambles, plays it over on the third. Outside, blocked, and falls in. O'Neal got a piece. But it is a point for the Riders, 11-9. Well, how can the Cats respond here now? And a service error going to be on Trausch. 11-10 is Hildebrand will go back to serve. Hildebrand, service error of her own. Diving too quickly at that net. Darian Manuel will go back. Junior, outside hitter to serve. And way too strong. A heater to the back corner as the Cats watch it sail out. Kendall Brummel checks back into the match as Grant will check out. Here's Lorelei Holloway. Oh, a good diving serve to the near side. Quick dump off over the nets. And in the middle, Avis picks up the Cat point. We're tied at 12. Good play there in the middle by Roosevelt. There you see. On our Tyler Pashong State Farm replay. That was a heads-up play by Eikowitz to just dump that over quickly, but the Cats responded well. Holloway, second serve. It's returned strong. Now Holloway has to lean back, fires it back over the nets. Set up on the backside. O'Neal bumps it. Avis trying to cut that one. Almost hits the ceiling. And that is a good angle. Cornelise found the open spot on the near side over by Jen O'Neal, the Bobcat bench, and just tucked it right in there. 13-12, Riders with the lead. Far side, Gibson, the captain. Dump off. O'Neal, third is over. Almost too strong. Smith saved it. Almost into the rafters. O'Neal works it over on the third. Dump off again. Try to go for that campfire. Set up for Avis. Pushes it. Two Riders bump into each other. Third save by the Cats. O'Neal skips it over the nets. Good rally here. Misplay. Smith saves it. O'Neal over on the third. Set up right in the middle. Big smack, and that is just in. Smith went for it, but a big hit by Manuel. He's got some power in that arm. And it's 14-12. Cats trail by 2 on KFJB-TV.
Good. Good sportsmanship is also showing high character and accountability, doing what is right and setting a good example not only on the court but in the classroom as well.
Welcome back to Roosevelt High School. Brandon Lewis with you. 14-12 is our count in this first set of action. Bobcats trailing by 2. Gibson to serve. And that one will be too strong out on the back line. Point for the Cats, down by 1. As a libero in Taylon Reif. Sophomore liberos back in the baby blue. Or light blue, whatever you would prefer. And a good serve. That'll be an ace for the Cats. As Lauren O'Neal ties up the match. 14-14 in our first set. Jump serve away. Line drive into the net. Service error back to Roosevelt. Tap of the ball, and Eikowitz delivers the serve into the net. And we're back, 15. Kendall Brummel barking out the signals before the Bella Avis serve. To the back line, she targets Reif, the libero, set up outside, tipped, saved by O'Neal. Try to get the third over. Smith pushes it. Touched by Roosevelt, too strong. Out the backside, and a point for the Cats. 16-15, take the lead back. So good response after the Jen O'Neal timeout. And Avis will head back to line again with those 24 aces a year ago. Avis targets the libero again in Reif. The far side tip, return to sender as that one hugged the line on the net. O'Neal sets it up. Smith pushes it over. She flies in from the near side. Third is over. Left-handed hook shot right there by Hildebrand. Looked like a basketball swat almost, but that one will be out, and we're tied at 16. Serve away. Almost misplayed. Bobcats try to cut the line. It was a tough angle for Brummel. A little bit of an awkward setup. Brummel had to adjust from O'Neal. That one kind of ate her up a little bit, and so a point for Roosevelt. Serve away by Cornelise. Holloway pushes that one. Smith got a piece of it. O'Neal went down for it. Brummel couldn't play that one over. Hugged the net and stuck on the Bobcats side for a Ryder point. Another serve for Cornelise. Power push right there from Smith. They rise for the block, but it's into the net. Riders still hang on to a 1-point advantage as the libero, and Grant will check back in. And she'll go back to serve. Diving serve to Reif, set up outside, and I believe Smith was into the net. It'll be a Ryder point, 19-17. Reif, the libero, into the nets. 1-point match. Reif, just a sophomore at 5'8", playing varsity for the first year. And Brooklyn Smith, a sophomore. Strong serve to the Reif, the libero. They've targeted her quite a bit here tonight. Smith is there, up to O'Neal. She plays it over, and I could not tell if that one was swatted, but does fall on the Bobcats' side for a Ryder's point. We are on the left side of your TV screen. Down in the corner over by the Roosevelt Rough Rider bench. Yeah, that's basically, we're right behind that camera. So sometimes get a little blocked out. Put a good view on the serves as Trausch. She went on a little run here in this first set to help Roosevelt get back into this match. 20-18, Riders by 2 in the first set. And they'll let it go, and they say it's in on the back line. Going to get another look at that on our Tyler Prashong State Farm replay. 21-18 now, as Trausch will go back. Fielded by Grant. Smith bumps it up and misplayed by O'Neal. 22-18. There we go. Ooh, I think that might have been out, Dave. 22-18. Trausch again. Grant bumps it up into the middle. Hildebrand pops it over to O'Neal, and third will not get over. They might have not said that one counted as a contact, so timeout, 23-18. 5-point advantage in the first set. As head coach Jen O'Neill will take a timeout for the Bobcats here at Roosevelt High School inside Pomerantz Gymnasium. On El Contino Court, I'm Brandon Lewis. Our on-site producer is David Braga. Keith Stewart on our camera coverage here tonight. Good crowd on hand for the opening night of matches around the Iowa Alliance Conference here tonight. See if we can get you score updates throughout the night. So Bobcats out of the timeout, taken by head coach Jen O'Neill. Look to stop the run of Olive Trausch, senior, at the line to serve. Hildebrand sets it up. Holloway pushes it over, and Trausch went for it. Couldn't save it. It's a Bobcat point, 23-19. Orion Hildebrand, southpaw to serve. Set up backside, tipped off the net. O'Neill pushes it back towards the middle. Hildebrand with a great shot right there. Over the middle as O'Neill just put it up in the middle, and Hildebrand picks up a much-needed point here in the first set. Nothing Roosevelt could do with Trausch in the middle. And Hildebrand, service error, gives the Riders a set point. William McElvey, senior at 5'4", is back to serve. O'Neill sets it up near side. Avis pushes it over, and diving is McElvey as she was just serving. Came up to try to make the play out of her reach. Bobcats back within 3. Try to go on a run here to close out the first set. Lorelei Holloway. And that'll do it for the first set. 25-21. It was all Cats early on. But the Riders took a timeout, and the first set really changed as head coach Jen O'Neill took a couple of timeouts there in that first set as well. But the Riders go on to win opening set of the night, 25-21. Set number 2 when we come back on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
25-21 Riders over the Cats in the first set. Time for a scoreboard update here tonight, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Well, so far tonight in Class 5A, plenty of action going on. Denison Schleswig lost to Sioux City West 2-0 It was Greene County over the 5A opponent in Council Bluffs Lincoln, 2-0. The final there tonight, Iowa City West, 2-0 winners over Bettendorf. A lot of early season tournament games as Southeast Polk is hosting North and East tonight. And Southeast Polk defeated Des Moines North earlier tonight, 2-0. The final there from that one is they won their sets 25-9 and 25-7. ADM against Council Bluffs Lincoln, 2-0 winners. So tough night for Council Bluffs Lincoln and their tournament as they are hosting. But some big matchups still to come. Ankeny Centennial and Waukee Northwest tonight, Waukee and Valley, as well as Waukee and Ankeny Centennial and Waukee Northwest and Valley. So big night in the CIML as well. And around the Iowa Lions Conference tonight, we told you about Des Moines East and Des Moines North. Former Iowa Lions Conference team in Ames. They're in Johnston playing at their tournament. They take on Marion tonight. And also Dallas Center Grimes and Ames matchup. So that is what we have as of right now. A scoreboard update all brought to you by Central State Bank. Final checks of the lineups to begin the second set. Jump serve into the nets. Mallory Eikowitz with a service error. It's the team, the Rough Riders last year. Pretty good serving, especially with Nanny Bell, who is a transfer to Valley this year. But they were at 90% serve efficiency. Bobcats were at 88 a year ago as Bella Avis serves. She'll pick up an ace. She had 24 a year ago. She was also top 5. She was 5th in 5A last year with 97% serve efficiency for Bella Avis. So one of the best servers on the squad last year coming back here in her senior campaign. And Roosevelt, just a misplay right there, trying to get lined up in the middle there after the dig out on the far side. As Ellenboss dug that serve out and then bumped to the middle and just misplayed. Serve away by Avis. Set up backside, can't find the angle. And that'll be a Bobcat point. Eikowitz just a little bit of a mishit. Actually, excuse me, I believe that was Cornelise coming from the outside, hit her spot. And another misplay in the middle as Sabrina Barford went forward a little bit, and then Eikowitz hit off of her. So Bobcat point, and it's quickly 5-0 out of the gate, second set. As Avis continues her run, floats into the back line, now up to the front, tipped. And I believe they're saying into the net. As I believe that was Smith and Brummel combining on the combo block. That was a close one right there. O'Neal sets it up. Push over the left hand. Blocked by Smith. Roosevelt scrambles. And how about it? Brooklyn Smith helping earn the point right there for the Bobcats. Taking a look at the Tyler Prashunk State Farm replay on that block. 6-1 Cats. Collins Grant to serve. The freshman libero. That one into the nets. 6-2 Riders. Trailing by 4. Now Taylor Reif, the libero, back to serve for Roosevelt. Fielded by Avis. Set up by O'Neal. Smith. Kind of a sideways pushover. The back line to Avis. Returns it all the way and smacking it over in the middle is Gibson. Point for the Riders. This rifle will go back to the service line again. And Reif into the nets. So on the service error, it'll be Smith back to serve. And she'll jump serve from the middle. They've been targeting Reif a lot. That one in between Reif and Cornelise. And that one too strong out on the near side. Bobcat points. Strong line, and it's an ace. Strung to the back line, I was going to say by Smith. It's an ace. 9-3 Cats. I don't know what Jen O'Neill said in between the first and second set, but inspiring her team. Smith, another strong serve to the back line. Lightly played over by Ellen Bass. Now set up. Hildebrand with a power hit, and it falls in past Cornelise for the Bobcat point. 10-3. Take a look at this hit from Hildebrand. That had some power on it as Lyle not able to dig that one out. To Reif. Now set up, poked over. Avis bumps it up to O'Neill. O'Neill tries to cut it near side. Can't quite get it in. So the Riders pick up a point, 10-4 now. Troush has been strong at the line tonight. Smith fields it up to Hildebrand from O'Neill and into the net. Troush jump serve. Grant. Hildebrand on the third. And that one into the net by Roosevelt. 4 contacts. That kind of got them off. And Hildebrand will now serve for the Bobcats. And to no one. Reif fielded it, and Gibson was looking up the floor, not expecting the ball to go her way. And Hildebrand will give it another go. Targets Reif again. Just in on that back line, they say. That's a tough call. 12-6. Bobcats still with the lead. Just in by Ellen Bass. Manuel, too strong. We've seen that from her. She's got a strong serve, but service error will give the Bobcats a 13-6 lead. And first minutes of the night, it'll be Avery Polly. Sophomore off the bench to serve. Knuckling right there. Troush went down to get it. Smith with a good play. Return to O'Neill. And they rule it into the net on O'Neill. Anna Gibson back into the match. She replaces Taylor Reif. Serve away. Bump to O'Neill. Set up. Avis coming in from the near side. And into the net it goes. The call right there on Roosevelt as Avis was charging in. Lauren O'Neill now serves. Blocked. I missed that one, Dave. Well, they rule the Bobcats into the net. I did not see that, but that was the call from our official on the floor. Smith now, dug out by Reif. Played over the far side. Good dig right there by Hildebrand. Avis flies in, poking it over. O'Neill, Smith dives, saves it, but Bobcats won't be able to play it over in 3. And a Rider point. They are back within 5. Eichowitz jump serve away. Pushed up to Brummel. Avis, a miss hit, goes under the net. And the Riders all of a sudden back within 4. Hildebrand. O'Neill scrambles for it. Third is over. Leaning back is Cornelise into the net. 15-10 Bobcats. And this is how we started the second set. I believe it was a 7-0 start for the Cats as Bella Avis putting on a clinic serving. Fielded by Manuel. O'Neill will dump off into the campfire for a point. 16-10. Take another look at it on KFJB-TV. Just a good read by the senior setter. Avis goes to Reif. And they will go mano a mano with the Bobcats, dumping it off. Right there in the middle. Nobody home for the Rider point. Good dig out by Hildebrand. Set up for Smith. Little power push and picks up the point. Reif had a hot one right at her and couldn't field it cleanly. As we take a look at that push by Smith. 8 up Reif. And I would have to feel like if anybody feels this way, targeted, it's definitely Reif here tonight. Here's Grant with a serve. Too strong. Back line, it will be out for a Rider point. 17-12. And now the other libero, and Reif. She'll serve. From the far side corner. Smith has it deflected. Reif bumps it near side. Tips, and O'Neill can't save it as Ellen Bass will pick up the point. Reif back to serve again. On the far side. Line drive right at Avis. Set up backside Smith. Blocked and returned. Now in the middle. That is a strong hit from Gibson to pick up the kill and the point. 17-14. Riders working their way back into this second set just like they did in the first. Bobcats have had 2 really great starts to the first and second set, but Riders have just methodically worked their way back in. O'Neill up to the front. Holloway scrambles for it. Down the line, it's out. This hit by Manuel. And they reverse the call. And give the point to the Riders. They reverse it and say that one was contacted. And so the point goes to the Riders. They're back within 2. 17-15 is our count here in the second set. at Pomeranz Gymnasium here on KFJB-TV. I'm Brandon Lewis. David Braga, our on-site producer. Keith Stewart on our camera coverage. Great to have you along to get the season underway tonight in the Iowa Alliance Conference. Our next match for Bobcat Volleyball coming up on Tuesday nights at 7:15 inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse. From one roundhouse to another, Lincoln in town. Looking forward to have Tessa Mann along for that one as well. So Taylon Reif, libero, back to serve. Targets Hildebrand. O'Neal bumps it near side. Holloway leaning back on it. A dive and a good play by Manuel to save it. Smith played it. Now she jumps up and they say she contacted the net. And now Lauren O'Neal will go over to talk with our up top referee as Jen O'Neal pointed for her to have a conversation, as that's been about 4 or 5 of those. Most of those happening here in the second set. So O'Neal checks, and now she'll talk to her mom. And now Jen has a few words for our official on the floor. Jen is, shall we say, not thrilled. And it's Reif. I believe this is about 5 in a row for her now back at the line. Riders back within 1. Hildebrand digs it out. O'Neal sets it up for Avis. And we are tied at 17. Bobcats got to get Reif off the line. Skims over, and it's in for an ace. 18-17. And their first lead of the set. Midway through, just like they did in the first. Grant dives. Too long of a run. And the Riders now lead by 2. Teammates trying to pick up the freshman. Reif again. A dump off by Hildebrand. O'Neal scrambled, made contact. Avis, Hildebrand. Blocked. Hildebrand got a piece of it, but it falls in for a Roosevelt point. What a storm back by the Riders here in the second. And it's been all Reif at the line. Quick play by Hildebrand. Another quick play by the Riders. Graham bumps it up to O'Neal. Now pushed over. Good spot. Good placement by Hildebrand. Much needed point. Marshalltown back within 2. O'Neal getting that one to Hildebrand and just saw nobody was on the near side line. And Smith will serve. Jump serve to the back line to Reif. Manuel has it tipped, and Smith, it was right at her. And a tough place for her to respond. 21-18. Olive Trausch And I believe there was a formation technicality as the Bobcats were out of the rotation. And that is the call from the official on the floor, and so the point was awarded as the serve was going away. 22-18 and a timeout on the Bobcats. So 22-18 in the second set after Roosevelt took set number one, 25-21. As you see the Bobcats huddled up, looking for a late response here in the second. Olive Trausch, 12 aces a year ago, at the service line. And an ace for Trausch, and a celebration of match for the Rough Riders. He'll drive it over. Smith dives for it. Hildebrand plays it back towards the middle. Smith on the third is over. Set up in the middle for Manuel. Dug out by Smith. Returned, and the Bobcats lose it. Eating up Hildebrand there at the end. And the set point. Trausch is looking for a new ball. Jump serve away, barely floating it over. Avis dives down for it, pushed by Pauly. Hildebrand too strong, and that'll do it for the second. 25-18 in the second set. It's a 2-0 lead for the Riders. We head to this third set in our break. And the Bobcats will talk it over, needing a moment to respond here, needing a win in the third set. It's the Riders with the lead on KFJB-TV.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Welcome back to Roosevelt High School on Cantillo Court. I'm Brandon Lewis and David Braga, our on-site producer, Keith Stewart. Camera coverage 25-21 and 25-18. Roosevelt has taken both sets, and the Bobcats started out both sets very hot, including a 7-0 start in the second set behind Bella Avis. But the Riders just get on a roll, and the Bobcats have not been able to cut it out. A few miscues, and we'll see if they can clean it up as we head to the third set when we come back on your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Underway in set number 3 as O'Neal will pick up an ace as the Bobcats start out with a 1-0 lead, just like they have all night tonight with good starts in the first and second. But Roosevelt has stormed back and won the first 2 sets, and now O'Neal into the net. We're tied 1-1. Ikowitz to serve. Avis fields it. O'Neal plays it over to Hildebrand. Reif, the libero, plays it third. O'Neal, good setup for Smith, and powers in the kill. 2-1 Cats. Take a look at the replay on KFJB-TV. All powered by Tyler Prashong State Farm, mtownproud.com. Just a little bit off the side of the hand for Polly there. The sophomore into the net on the service error, 2-2 apiece. And Cordelise will match it with a service error of her own, 3-2 Cats. Smith will go back to serve. Kendall Brummel checks into the match, replacing the libero and Collins Grant. Smith strong to the back line. It is out by about 1.5 feet. 3-3 now. Well, Reif really gave the Riders life in the second. Late in that one with a long run at the service line. O'Neal with a clean setup for Brummel. Tries to cut it. Now pushed. Smith with a good dive. Pauly plays it back. Third is over. O'Neal got that one over. Now O'Neal trying to go for the block. And 2 contacts is the call. Good dig. But too strong. And that will be a Rider point, 5-3. Bobcats have to get Reif off the line. She has been a cat killer at the service line. They have targeted her a lot, though, and picked up a few points on their serves. And into the net, Reif will end her run. Down by 1. Hildebrand will go back to serve. Gets the service call. And the southpaw targets Reif. Outside setup. Gets over that block, but it's out strong. Not contacted. Ellenboss too strong. We're tied at 5 apiece here in the third. Winner go home here in this third for the Cats. Hildebrand, second serve. Floated over, Reif targeted again, and they pick up the points. It's been a good strategy to target her. So the Cats take the lead back, 6-5. Hildebrand just floats it over, targets Reif again. Set up on the outside. Big swap by Manuel. O'Neal to the middle. Avis right over that front wall. The combo block for Gibson as well as Ellenbass, able to just poke it right over top of them. As you see her set up, and here comes Avis. Just a light touch, getting over that front wall for the Bobcat point. 7-5. Reif targeted again. Leaning back is Cornelise, getting it over. Near side, Avis powers through the block. Riders keep it alive. Reif getting up. Looked like maybe she landed on her hand a little bit. Swatted over by Brummel. Blocked. Avis keeps it alive. O'Neal. Now Brummel. Smith dug it out. Third is over. Smith is there again. O'Neal sets it up in the middle, and awkward play. Avis was charging from the outside, and then Brummel played it, but not able to get enough on it. So a rider point, 7-5. As O'Neal has to wipe her hands up. It is warm in here, I will say that. They've got a pool here, which most high schools, if they have a pool, it kind of raises the heat level. Set up for Avis. Near the rafters. Hildebrand pushes it to O'Neal. Now back to Hildebrand. Power hit. And this one does go up by the rafters and outside. It will not get past the antenna for Manuel. A Bobcat point, 8-6. Now Reif, the libero, will get a towel and wipe her hands. We'll see if Bella Avis can go on a run here. Give Cats the lead back and extend it. In the middle, rising up, but misplayed by Gibson. Avis, 35 of 35 starts last year. 24 aces, 159 digs, 138 kills. That was second in kills on the team. Kinsley Bowie last year led the Bobcats in kills. Of course, Kinsley Bowie, Harper Wilson, Gianna Bounty graduated last year as seniors. Avis, serve over, fielded by Gibson. Manuel thought about it, but played over by Ellenbass. O'Neal sets it up. Good cut shot right there by Brummel. Roosevelt into the net. They'll pick up the point, and 10-6. As you see, Gibson was into the net there on the front line. Backside for Manuel, but too strong. Boy, I tell you what, if Manuel could really figure out the pinpoint accuracy on that laser arm, she'd be a real threat. But here tonight, she hasn't. Just way too strong on some serves and shots. Slight push by Gibson. Set up for Smith. Tipped. Smith digs it out from Trausch. Skim it over the net. Hildebrand calls for it. Little dump off. Hildebrand is there. O'Neal scrambles, set up, and that one hits the antenna. Avery Polly not able to convert on the opportunity. 11-7. Bobcats lead. McElvey Jump serve away. Smith. O'Neal scrambles. Brummel. Third is over for the Cats. Set up and tipped. Avis bumps it to O'Neal. Now set up. Polly! Shot down the line. Dump off in the middle, and Avis can't get to it. 11-8. Serve away. Smacked over by Hildebrand. Big power hit from the outside, and Cornelise will pick up the points. That was a tough play for the Cats on the near side. 2-point advantage now for the Cats here in the third set. Jump serve away. McElvey. Now Polly down the line, and this one eats up Troush for the Bobcat points. How about Avery Polly? Taking a look at it on the Tyler Pashong State Farm replay. Coming into your living room right there. Third set, leading by 3. The freshman floats one over. Dug out. O'Neal. A little bit of a misplay, but Polly finds the angle. And not a great setup there for Troush. Had to lean back on it. And puts it right into the net for a Bobcat point. Targets Manuel. And going for the cut shot, but Gibson not able to get it on the spot. It's into the net. 14-9. Third serve in a row for Collins Grant. Targets right to libero. Smith rises up and fires it back for the kill. 14-9. 15-9, excuse me. Another serve. Too strong on the return by Cornelisa. She tried to dig it out. And Smith just rising up and taking over for the Bobcat point, 16-9. Well, I mentioned it during the scrimmage. Collins, of course, is my stepdaughter, and it does feel weird to say Collins Grant because, you know, I call her sis all the time. I'm sure she'll love to hear that I mentioned that on air. She's trying to get the Bobcats that lead and pick up a win here in the third. Polly punches it over. In the middle, sneaks past the block and eats up Hildebrand for the point, 16-10. But I just feel more comfortable calling her that and Deegan the Deeganator. But Dave, I have to be somewhat formal, right? Dave says don't have to be. Polly. In the middle, swatted back by Smith. It's a Cat point. 17-10. And Lauren O'Neal. Senior setter back to serve. Cats looking a little bit more locked in here in the third, but O'Neal misplays the serve, and it is a Ryder point. This will send Mallory Eichowitz back to serve. Dave says we're on YouTube only. Do what you want. Dave, I'm not swearing like you. I'm not a sailor. And that will be a service ace for Eichowitz. And her second serve to come. I'm not Tyler England. I don't swear on the broadcast like Friday. It's a service error for Eichowitz. 18-12 Cats. I'm kidding. To a degree. I mean, it was true. It was. Service error by Pauley. 18-13. Riders trailing the Cats. Genevieve Cordelise, the junior. Back to serve. Jump serve from the middle away. Dug out by Grant. Too strong return, and it's an opportunity for Manuel, and she uses that rocket arm to power it over and pick up the point. That was that pinpoint accuracy we've been looking out of her tonight. Dug out up to O'Neal. Set up for Avis. Blocked it. It falls out near side. Point Cats. 19-14. Rummel's back in as Grant will check out. Smith. Jump serve from the middle. Targets Rife. Outside from Manuel. Blows it past the Cats, and they say just in to pick up the point for the Riders. And here comes trouble. Taylor Rife. Second serve, she just went on a run to get them back into that set. Strong return, and it's Manuel. And now she's found her form, unfortunately for the Cats. And the Riders, just like that, are back within 3. And it's about this point where each set tonight has turned in favor of the Riders. Unfortunately, the Cats haven't been able to control the back half of the set where it matters to finish it off. And now Rife, misplay and a service error to Cat point, 20-16. Hildebrand serve. Stand still. Targets Rife. Outside and just in, they say, for Gibson for the Roosevelt point, 20-17. See Ellen Bass checking out as Olive Trausch is back into serve, and she misfires on that one. Little side spin diving into the net. 21-17 Cats. Bella Avis floats one to Rife. Come near side, it's tipped. They blocked it for Manuel. Bobcats. Polly pushes it over on the third. Dug out by Smith, up to O'Neal. Set up for Avis. Skims over the net. Almost fell in for a Cat point. Polly fields it from Manuel. Set up by O'Neal and Brummel. Setup was a little bit too low for her. And the Riders hanging around here in the third, 21-18. Back of the match is Lillian McElvey. And she'll replace Darion Manuel. And a service error as that will be on Lillian McElvey. And the senior gives the Bobcats a 22-18 lead. And the libero and Grant is back in. From the middle, the standstill serve, floated to the back line. Third is over by Cornelise. Set up for Smith, it's blocked. A good dig on the back line by Avis. Blocked up front, the combo, but Smith got the most of it. She comboed with O'Neal, 23-18. Get a good look at it again here. Mostly Smith, but O'Neal was there. A little moral support. They target Rife again. Outside block, return Reif, digs it out. Third is going to be over for Roosevelt. Avis bumps it up to O'Neal. Set up for Smith. Power push. Reif responds. Outside. Avis up to O'Neal. Big swap by Pauly. Dug out by Reif. Here's Avis again. O'Neal sets it up outside. Pauly with a push into the net. You do not want to give Roosevelt any signs of life. They've got that student section on the top side of your TV screen right behind them as they send Anna Gibson, senior captain, to the service line. She'll get the call. Hildebrand up to O'Neal. Set up for Pauly. This time clean play over. Troush fields it. Up to Cornelise. Falls in. Off the left hand of Hildebrand. Dangerous waters. Gibson floats it to Hildebrand. Bumped and misplayed by Smith. And the Cats feeling the heat on the road. Gibson's third in a moment. We'll take a timeout. Bobcats take it as they look to close out the third on KFJB-TV.
Good. Good sportsmanship is also showing high character and accountability, doing what is right and setting a good example not only on the court but in the classroom as well.
Welcome back to Roosevelt High School in the Des Moines Metro at Pomeranz Gymnasium. 23-21, Bobcats with the lead in the third on Al Contino courts, but Roosevelt trying to storm back just like they did in the first and second sets to close out wins. And right now, Gibson with her third serve in a row. Back line to Hildebrand. Grant bumps it. O'Neal, third is over. Wow. When you're hot, you're hot. That was a lucky play for Barford. The setup was not clean. She actually went up, and as she came back down, she just pushed it over. An awkward-looking play, but it falls in for the point. Avis. Now they get it to Smith. Push falls in. And we're tied at 23. And actually, they ruled that out. I thought they ruled that in, but it was just out on the near side. Serve away from O'Neal. So it's a Cat point. They have the set point on the line here. O'Neal sets it up for Smith, and it eats up Reif, and the Cats will win a set here tonight in the third, 25-22. Well, they made it interesting. Here's that push again. Oh, boy, that was about a half foot out. And from my angle here, it looked like it was in, but it was just out, so that was huge as it gave the Bobcats a 24-22 lead, and they get the point from Smith to finish off the third set. 25-22, Bobcats down 2-1. They'll have to win the final two. We come back for the fourth set at Roosevelt when we come back on KFJB-TV.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
Having trouble seeing this commercial? Are road signs harder to read? Is small print blurry? Do your eyes feel tired after working on a computer? At Eye Care Associates, advanced technology helps detect eye disease early and identify vision problems that can cause headaches, eye strain, and reading difficulties. From routine eye exams and eyewear to specialized care for children and adults, Eye Care Associates is helping Central Iowa see more clearly. Schedule your appointment today.
Big news from your local insurance team in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines. Assured Partners is now Gallagher Insurance, Risk Management, and Consulting. You'll still work with the same local people you know and trust. Now backed by the strength and global resources of Gallagher, a trusted name for nearly 100 years. More expertise, more solutions, stronger protection. Because we're stronger together. Stop by your local office today and discover the power of Gallagher.
Welcome back to Roosevelt High School. Brandon Lewis with you on the road to begin the season for the Marshalltown Bobcat volleyball team. As the Bobcats get a win there in set number 3 as a play just out gave the Bobcats a 24-22 lead. And then Smith came up on the very next play and got the winning point in set number 3. Let's take a look at a regional scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank here tonight. Discover what Central State Bank can do for you. Western Dubuque defeats Davenport Central 2-0 tonight. Des Moines East falls to Southeast Polk 2-0. Ames and Marion play tonight, as well as Ames and DCG. DCG and Johnston also playing tonight. Some ranked matchups in the CIML. Still don't have any scores out there yet, but Ankeny Centennial and Waukee Northwest, Waukee Valley and Waukee Northwest, and Waukee and Ankeny Centennial are playing at Valley here tonight. That is scoreboard update on KFJB-TV. Here we go, set number 4. Bobcats able to close out. In the third, after allowing the Riders to come back in the first and second. It'll be rife to get things off and underway here in the fourth. Serve sneaks just over Avis, digs it out. Third is over from Hildebrand. Set up in the middle for Gibson. And that'll be a Bobcat point as a senior, Lauren O'Neill. Target's rife, like the Cats have done all night long. Avis with a good play to keep it alive. Grant on the third. Blocked up front by Hildebrand. Pauly keeps it alive. Third now. Smith sneaks it over and it falls in. 2-0 Cats. It's been the name of the game. I mean, all 4 sets now have gotten off to good starts for the Cats. It's just been the end. And finally found it there in the third is Smith on the third. Misplay by Roosevelt scrambling. Play in the third. Just a little swat over the net. O'Neill sets it up. Charging is Pauly. It's tipped. Roosevelt keeps it alive. Here's Rife. And it's out. Near side. 3-0 Cats in the fourth. So O'Neill again. Strong on the dig. Gets returned to the Cats. Set up middle. Smith blocked. Grant keeps it alive. O'Neill sets it up again. This time Pauly tipped. And nobody's home. 4-0 Cats. And it looks like the right knee of Ayanna Gibson, which she already had a brace on. An awkward play. I did not see what happened. I believe that was in the area the ball was coming as she was dealing with a knee injury. And so she will come out of the match, and yeah, just awkward play right there. The right knee kind of just giving out for Gibson. So an unfortunate moment for her as the trainers take her back to the training room. Josephine Lyle will replace her. 4-0 Bobcats in the fourth. O'Neal targets right, and it's an ace for the senior. 5-0 Cats. That's a tough break, too, because Anna Gibson really had a nice stretch run there in the third at the service line to help Roosevelt even have a remote shot there in the third. In the middle, Lyle sets up, blocked by Smith. Pauly tries to poke at it. Cats keep it alive. O'Neal. Manuel down the line, finds a spot, takes a little something off it to give the Riders their first point of the fourth set. Olive Trausch. O'Neal plays it on the third. Powered again down the line for Manuel. It's really great to be back on the air calling volleyball again, but I do have to say, what would make my night a little more enjoyable is these bleachers are terrible. I forgot my Bobcat chair in my truck. I actually went to my truck to get it, but the doors were locked, and I said, whatever. I should have. You get the stadium chair every time. Maximum comfort is what we're looking for. Manuel, too strong this time, and it's a Bobcat point, 6-2. Dave, how are you doing over there? Mid, he says. We're talking about the seating comfort, for sure. Pauly with the serve. Blocked up front. Hildebrand and Smith got a piece of it. Roosevelt able to get it over. In the middle for Smith. Boom! Big kill past Trausch. Taking a look at the Tyler Prashong State Farm replay. Boom! Right into your living room. Trausch. And a rotation violation now on the Rough Riders. We saw one of those in the second set for the Cats. And so a point for the Bobcats, 8-2 here in the fourth. And Avery Pauly in her first night of varsity action. From the middle, the standstill serve. Targets Rife. Outside Manuel, it's tipped. Good dive by Grant. As Avis got it over on the third. Kept alive. Played back towards the middle. O'Neal sneaks it over on the third. Long shot back to the back line to O'Neal. Bumped up in the middle. Pauly punches that one. Smith rises up. And that one will fall in. A little contact from the front wall. Not able to block it. 8-3. These two not seeing a lot since 2009. They've only met 10 times. Mostly in postseason play. Lauren O'Neal was a freshman last time she played in this gymnasium. Dig by Grant. O'Neal sets it up for Avis, too far behind her. And a point for Roosevelt. That was when Kaylee Pichon was the head coach. Outside to Smith, really rising up. Reif got a piece of it to keep it alive. Cordelise plays it over. Smith again, too strong. 8-5. Cats clinging on to lead here in the fourth as they get up to a strong start again. McElvey. And they'll watch it go. It is out. Heads up play by the freshman in Grant. I taught her that, if we're all honest. Got to watch that back line. That's what I always say. Actually, it's what Tessa taught me, I think, maybe. Brummel, too strong in that one, rising up a little bit late on the play, and that will be a Rider point. Josephine Lyle, we haven't seen her a ton here tonight. Played in that first set and then didn't play a whole lot. We saw more of Anna Gibson, but she hobbled off just a little bit ago. Does not return to the floor. Sneaks over the serve. Backside setup. And misplayed by Hildebrand. And just like that, the Riders back within two. As Josephine Lyle back to serve. Standstill serve for the middle. Played by Avis. Set back up for Avis. Targets Lyle. Far side they go. Dug out by Pauly. Hildebrand gets the third over. Back towards the middle. Now set up far side. And that's a strong one to the back corner. Pauly not able to recover in that spot quick enough. And the Riders are back within one. Avis misplayed on the receive. And can't get the third. We're tied at 9 here in the fourth. And Lyle will go back for her third in a row. Just one start last year. Picked up 7 kills on the season. So not a ton of experience at the varsity level. Bobcats, I believe, making sure the rotation is in line here. And now we're all set up. Brummel. And into the net. It is on the Bobcats. I don't believe that was going to matter anyway, and it is now a Rider lead, 10-9. And Lyle stays at the line. Smith diving for that one. It will be an ace for Lyle. Smith will sub out. Grant is back in. Long run. Avis on the third. Set up in the middle and powered over by, in the middle, Barford. Junior picks up the point, and it's a 3-point lead now in the fourth for the Riders on KFJB-TV.
Good. Good sportsmanship is also showing high character and accountability, doing what is right and setting a good example not only on the court but in the classroom as well.
Well, Roosevelt all night has had to play catch-up out of the gate in all 4 sets. But the Bobcats with a nice start here in the 4th, but unfortunately, it's been a run by Josephine Lyle that the Bobcats have not been able to shut down. And finally, she shuts it down herself with a service error. And a Bobcat point, 12-10 out of the timeout taken by head coach Jen O'Neill. Good serve is over, fielded by Reif. Pauly bumps it up to O'Neill, set up for Avis, charges in, and a kill into the net, I believe, Roosevelt, so it'll be a point regardless for the Cats. And they're back within 1, 12-11, so all night we've seen some pretty good responses by the Bobcat ladies out of timeouts taken by head coach Jen O'Neill. As Hildebrand back for her second serve, and the southpaw floats it over, eats up Reif, and Roosevelt not able to respond, and we're locked up at 12. Good sign. We have seen Ayanna Gibson back to the floor. Got that knee really taped up now. 3rd in a row for Hildebrand. Back line it goes. McElvey able to receive it. O'Neill back towards the middle. Nobody home. Little miscommunication there in the middle. Brummel was looking at the net ahead. Didn't know that one was bouncing right behind her. Ikowitz on to serve. Gets the service call. Floats it long. Bella Avis, see if she can get the Cats on a run here at the line. The standstill away. Good play by Hildebrand, and a little dump-off play by O'Neill. Roosevelt has it tipped over the net. Avis. O'Neill, 3rd, is over. Tipped again. Pauly up to O'Neill. Back to Pauly. Eats up Reif, and that'll be a Bobcat point. Avery Pauly didn't see a whole lot of playing time in the first and second set, but 3rd and 4th, she's been on the floor quite a bit more and has made a couple of really nice plays to get the Bobcats points. Pauly lifts that one over from the near side after getting it from Grant. Now to the campfire. Good dig out. 3rd is over. The Bobcats find it somehow. In the middle, swatted over and into the stands. And a Ryder point. Locked up at 14. And it's Cornelise, the junior, at the line as she'll get the call from our up-top official. Avis to O'Neill. Now to Hildebrand. Past the right arm of Brummel. We are going back and forth here in the 4th. Cornelise with her second serve into the net. And we will continue to go back and forth. 15 all. Now Grant. And miss hit off the side of the hand. Ryder lead 16-15. Reif. Jump serve, driven to Avis set up for Polly in the middle. Reif dives for it. Little push. Good dig out, but return. But I believe into the net. Up front is Lyle, so it'll be a Bobcat point. It was a good play by Lyle, but she touched the net. And it's 16 all. What a play by Hildebrand. And a good play by Lyle, but just too far into the net. Hildebrand jumping straight up, watching that one go off the net for a Bobcat point. 17-16. Jump serve away by O'Neal. In the middle, it's blocked. Kept alive by O'Neal. And a tough play. Nobody at home there. So all tied up at 17 as Olive Trausch from the middle. Hildebrand receives it. O'Neal diving to get it back towards the middle. Smith plays it over on the third. Avis bumps it. O'Neal. Pauly scrambles. Too strong. Cornelise will give the Bobcats the point and the lead back. Now the sophomore in the middle. Trying to cut that one to the back corner. It's too strong. And a rotation here. Substitution as McElvey will be back in to serve. She'll replace Manuel. Good play for Avis, but boy, I believe that was two contacts, yes. They say two contacts is the call. And now getting up off the bench is Taylor Wineski. And it was just on that play right there by Ikowitz after the dig. So Ikowitz back to head coach Wineski. And it looks like the libero, Reif, might, on that play where she dove for the dig, might have a little bit of blood on her uniform, and so she'll have to go back to the trainer's room or something. I don't know. The trainer went back to the locker room, and she ran the other way, so. Not sure if we have any blood on the floor. As Andrew Wade, AD, is down on the floor as our down low official. Here's the play again. Avis with that charge at the net. And Reif went down for it, and she kind of collided with her teammate and Olive Trausch. And so while they get that all sorted out, we will step aside and take a quick timeout. 19-18, Bobcats lead it in the fourth on KFJB-TV.
Eat at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and support the Bobcats when you order the Bobcat Burger. 2 juicy quarter-pound beef patties stacked with crispy bacon, sautéed onions, and a mouth-watering blend of American, cheddar, Jack, and Swiss cheeses, all on a toasted bun with fresh shredded lettuce. And here's the best part. $1 from every Bobcat burger sold goes to Marshalltown High School activities. Satisfy your burger craving and support the Bobcats at the same time. Only at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Looking for a financial partner that puts you first? At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're more than just a place to bank. We're part of your team. From low-interest loans and great savings rates to personalized service you can trust, we're here to help you reach your goals. Join the credit union that understands what matters most, because we're built by employees for employees. Stop by Lennox Employees Credit Union today at 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, or visit lennoxecu.com to get started. Lennox Employees Credit Union, where your success is our mission. Member NCUA.
Welcome back to Roosevelt in the Des Moines Metro. A service error on the Bobcats on Brooklyn Smith. And that'll tie us back up at 19 now. And Lyles on to serve. Outside, Brummel sneaks it past the block. 20-19 Cats. Well, Hildebrand has had a couple of nice serves here tonight. We'll see if she can find the form to float it to the back line. Set up in the middle, pushed over. And that will be a point for Barford. And no one wants any sort of separation here tonight in the fourth. We have just been trading points. Ikowitz, as you see the libero in Rife with a new uniform. Top for the libero. O'Neal sets it up outside. Avis able to get it over. Smith dives. Avis again. Just touching that one over. Roosevelt on the third is out. Bobcat point, 21-20. Avis. He's definitely been the best at the line for the Bobcats here tonight. Cut shot off the mark by Cornelise. And there is one of the biggest leads we've seen here in the fourth. Belle Avis from the middle again. Back towards the middle. Rife is going to bump it on the third. Brummel gives it to O'Neal, takes over. Smith, kind of off of her shoulder, kept it alive. And it was blocked. Pauly went for it. Bobcats tried to keep it alive but couldn't. 22-21. Cornelise is back to serve. Gets the service call. Hildebrand adjusted at the last second. Pauly flies in. It was blocked again. Hildebrand tried to keep it alive, but we are tied at 22. Cats trying to force a fifth. Into the net, a service error by Cornelise. Cats with the advantage as the freshman in a big spot will go back to serve. The standstill is away. Targets Rife. Into the net. Bobcat point. Set point here in the fourth. Smith looked like she was going to be all over that block, but didn't matter. It was into the net. And Grant with her second serve and the set point to force a fifth. Set up towards the outside. Misplayed by Manuel, and the Cats have tied it 2-2. We go to a deciding fifth set. How about it? The freshmen give it a big couple of serves to finish off this fourth when no team wanted any separation. 25-22 in the fourth, and here was the final play as Manuel mishit from the outside. We head to the fifth. Who will win on the opening night inside the Iowa Lions Conference on KFJB-TV?
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Well, a fifth is coming up. How about the Bobcats coming back 25-22 win in the third and fourth. To force a fifth will play to 15 as the Bobcats in the first and second set, they did not play bad by any means, but they just could not finish out those sets. And Roosevelt was able to storm back in the first and second, but the Cats fend off the Riders in the third and fourth, and we begin the fifth here in a moment as each team looking to start off on the right foot with a victory on opening night in the Iowa Lions Conference. Final substitutions being checked over by our officials. Trying to get a scoreboard update here tonight, but bound is not working. Well, it's working on Dave's phone. All right, we'll get the scoreboard in update later. We're underway in the fifth as Lauren O'Neill will start off with the serve. A good one to the back line. Set up, pushed past the block. O'Neill sets it up for Polly and blocked it. It falls out. And that will be a Bobcat point to start off the fifth. A lucky break there for Polly. Return to sender. O'Neill's second. Floats it near Reif. Lyle fields it off the mark there. Back towards the middle. Poked over. Hildebrand there. Set up. Polly. Too strong. Good set up from O'Neill. Polly just a touch much. On to serve as Ikowitz into the net. Cat lead back 2-1. Now it's Avery Polly. The sophomore right-handed serve away. Targets Reif, and it eats her up. And it's a 3-1 Cat lead here in the fifth. And a timeout as the Cats with a great start here in the 5th set. Find out who's a winner when we come back on Your Home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Good. Good sportsmanship is also showing high character and accountability, doing what is right and setting a good example not only on the court but in the classroom as well.
What an opening night. 3-1 Cats in the 5th as Rife has been the target of numerous serves from the Bobcats. Polly back in the line. Targets Rife again. Rife digs it out this time. Set up far side. Over the net it goes, and they cannot get it. It's into the stands, and that'll be a Roosevelt point, 3-2. Diving serve. Grant digs it out, returns it to Roosevelt. They set up outside. Tipped by Bella Avis. She got a piece of that, but it falls in for a Roosevelt point, 3-3. As Taylor Wineski took the timeout for Roosevelt, and 2 points earned by the Riders immediately out of the timeout. Driven to Avis. Up to O'Neal. Back to Avis. Pushes it into the campfire for a Bobcat point. Well, Avis, a good job to get it to O'Neal, then get back in position to pick up the point. Jump serve away by Smith. Rife saves it. Third is over. Smith up to O'Neal. Set up outside for Avis. Good dig out on the back line by Cornelise. Into the net by Rife. 5-3 Cat lead. And the JV student section is going wild. Well, I tell you what, since the Cats won a couple sets in a row, we've really heard that student section for Roosevelt quiet down as well. Rife. That was a close call whether she lets it go or not, but she did not. And an ace for Brooklyn Smith. Smith again. Third is over. Set up. Avis has it blocked, and it falls in for a Roosevelt point. The combo block up front by Barford as well as Ellenbass. Now Rife, after being targeted by Bobcat servers, she'll go back at the service line. And she likes that far side corner. Probably cut it towards the middle. And no, she'll come to the near side. Brummel mishit, but it sneaks over. Smith up to O'Neal. Hildebrand too strong with the left hand. 6-5. Riders down by 1. Second serve in a row to come for Taylor Rife. Smith digs it. And a tough play. That was really close to the net for O'Neal. Locked up at 6. In the 5th. Rife powers it over to Smith. O'Neal sets it up middle. Falls in. It was tipped by Manuel. And Bella Avis gets the point for the Cats. As Morgan Hildebrand. It's now her time to serve. Just out. About a foot out on the near side for Hildebrand. Substitution for Roosevelt. Ellen Bass is out of the game. And Troush enters the match. And I believe a illegal setup there on Roosevelt, so 8-7 Bobcats charging in as Lyle, big swat, but falls in just out of the reach of Polly, 8-8. What an opening night in the Iowa Lions. Lyle misfires. And a service error. Bobcat point, 9-8. And the libero will check in. Grant serve. Outside to Manuel. Gets over the wall. Set up to Hildebrand. Soft poke over. Back towards the middle and falls in. Tough shot right there as Olive Troush able to position that one right in front of Grant, trying to go down to dig it out. 9 up. Manuel will check out as Sabrina Barford is in. And we have not seen Manuel serve since the first set. Actually, it was a late substitution. They brought Rife out. And that is what we saw in the first set by Darion Manuel. As that one way too strong. 10-9 Cats. And the senior, O'Neal, the setter, serves it away. Rife will call for it. O'Neal pushes it up. Here's Polly into the campfire. 11-9. Well, Rife taking it late here. And O'Neal with a good setup there for Polly. And out on Roosevelt, 12-9 Cats. And another timeout taken by Taylor Wineski, head coach for Roosevelt. We'll take it with them. You're watching Bobcat Volleyball on KFJB-TV.
Good. Good sportsmanship is also showing high character and accountability, doing what is right and setting a good example not only on the court but in the classroom as well.
Three more points to go for the Bobcats to get an opening night win as O'Neal getting that service ace. The last point, 12-9 as O'Neal, third serve. Floats it near Rife. Lyle takes over. Set up on the outside. Cut to Grant. Up to Polly. Pushes it. Lyle dives, saves it. Little dump off. Grant is there. Now to Hildebrand. Swats it back line. Boy, she had a good play, but Lyle with the long arm able to recover. Third is over. Bumped up to O'Neal. Outside. Oh, good play again by Lyle on the hit from Hildebrand. O'Neal is there. Saves it. Avis bumps it up. Third is over from Polly. Here we go. Little rally. And too strong. Oh, no. They give it the point to the Riders. I thought that was too strong, but they rule it just in. A little bit of confusion between the assistant referee there on the back line, the line judge. As we might get a look at it here in a moment, but the serve to come first from Ikowitz. O'Neal gives it back to Hildebrand. And that one is out. 13-10 Cats. They ruled it out. The line judge ruled it out, and then they overruled the call again. That one was definitely out, but it might have been contacted before. But that one, a moment ago, I believe that looked like that was a clean out. But Roosevelt back within one. Dug by Hildebrand. Avis called for it. Third is over. In the middle, swatted back by Smith on the block. Polly over to O'Neal, set up for Smith. Powers it right in the face of Cornelise. 13-11. Serve away from Polly. Targets Rife. Low dig out. In the middle. Avis is there. Set up. O'Neal dumps it off. Campfire point. 14-11. And it's the match point for the Cats. As Polly will go back to serve. Little rally here in a meeting for Roosevelt. Serve is away. Targets Rife. Set up outside. Pushed over. O'Neal is there. Now to Grant. Grant gives it back. Hildebrand to Rife. Dug out. Dug out by Grant. Polly keeps it alive. O'Neal on the third. Tipped. Up to O'Neal. Hildebrand swats. Pushed over. O'Neal awkwardly playing as she falls down. Outside. Avis down the line. Kept alive by Roosevelt. Good dig. Polly returns it to Roosevelt. Lyle in the middle. And too strong by Polly. Point for the Riders. What a rally that was. And before the serve from Cornelise, we'll get a new ball into the match. Match point for the Cats. Serve away. Misplay by Polly, and the senior almost able to keep it alive in Lauren O'Neal, who dove for it, but nobody was there. And Roosevelt back within one as Cornelise is back for her second serve. Polly up to O'Neal. Charging is Avis. Just sneaks over the nets. Rife able to get over in the third. Smith! Is it in? It is not. And it is 14-all. Wow. And they are going crazy in the Roosevelt student section. O'Neal to Smith. And Rife just watches it go out on that far side. Get another look at it from Smith. Yeah, that is about as close as you can get. All right, so we are not going to play to 15. Grant digs it out. Smith scrambles. Third is not going to do it. We had a Roosevelt player. McElvey scrambled on the floor thinking that was it, but no. Got to win by 2 here. Grant digs cleanly. O'Neal sets up backside. Smith. Oh, that is just out. That is just out, and that will do it. 16-14 in the fifth. We'll get another look at that last play here in a moment, but what great effort by the Bobcats. Down 2-0, come back in the third and fourth, tie it up, force a fifth. And Smith here to try to tie the game back up, just out again. She had two close ones, out by not even a half foot. What a match to begin the season for Roosevelt and Marshalltown, but the Rough Riders start the season 1-0 as the Bobcats drop to 0-1 on the season. So 3-2 the final, 16-14 in the fifth. That'll do it for us tonight here on KFJB-TV. Thanks so much to our KFJB-TV crew, our on-site producer David Braga, Keith Stewart on Cam 1 here tonight. As coming up tomorrow night, we have football Friday night, week number 1. It's the Highway 30 rivalry, as we will have Marshalltown and Ames. Pre-game coverage at 6 tomorrow night. And we'll get going with kickoff at 7. And then volleyball is coming up on Tuesday night against Lincoln. At 7:15, we'll be inside the Roundhouse. And then week 2 of the high school football season will be coming up next Friday night. Be sure to like and subscribe our broadcast here tonight. We appreciate it. And subscribe. It's all free to KFJB-TV. Don't miss any upcoming matches here on your home for the Cats. Again, Keith Stewart, David Braga alongside me. I'm Brandon Lewis. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Ames. This has been Bobcat Volleyball on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.